For over 200 years, America has had one basic answer to the question, how do you participate with dignity in this country? You get a job. That job pays you wages, and those wages are how you pay for housing, food, healthcare, childcare, transportation, your kids' shoes, your mother's medicine, your retirement, and your funeral. Your whole place in the life of the country. Over time, of course, work became more than income. It became identity, dignity, meaning, belonging, respect. But now that fundamental structure is breaking. And it's not the fault of the people. People want to work, to contribute, to be useful, to know our lives matter. Everyone does. But AI, automation, robots, corporate consolidation, wage theft, employment fragility, and massive financial extraction are all combining to mean that millions of people are receiving fewer wages or none at all. So now we have to ask the question most politicians are still avoiding. What replaces wages as the mechanism of dignified participation in this country? My name is Melissa Chaudhry. I'm running for Congress in Washington's 9th District, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. 10 years ago, before AI was the headline, I asked my father, a retired Navy doctor, a global humanitarian, and a serious futurist, how do we care for people when automation takes over? How do we prevent mass suffering, hunger, and civil unrest if paid jobs are no longer the central way people survive? Now, at the time, I was thinking about automated factories, not AI. But here we are. And of course, learn to vibe code isn't going to cut it as national policy. Start a business is not a social contract. And hope the billionaires feel generous is not a sufficient foundation for democracy. So here's the principle I bring. If technology creates enormous productivity gains, those gains must be shared with the people. After all, it's us, whose labor, data, communities, public research, public infrastructure, and public stability made that technology possible. And before the haters jump in, that's not charity, laziness, or people refusing to work. That is return on the people's investment. And it's also basic human reality. If the old wage bargain is breaking, we need a new American social compact, a real dignity floor, healthcare as a public guarantee, affordable housing recognized as the foundation of freedom, childcare, education, broadband, and basic utilities treated as the core societal infrastructure that they are. We also need a structured way to recognize and honor the human work the market has always undervalued. Caregiving is work. Raising children is work. Tending elders, teaching, repairing homes, growing food, stewarding land, supporting disabled relatives, fixing friends' vehicles, and holding communities together like I do, like many of us do. That is real work. That is the work that keeps society alive. So, let's talk about real wage insurance for workers displaced by AI. Let's talk about taxing corporate AI usage to fund care for our communities the same way we tax gasoline to pay for roads. Let's talk about public co-ownership of these technologies, paying direct public dividends, a check in the mail, just like Alaska and Norway did. The bottom line is simple. American innovation should serve the American people. The future should not, must not, be owned lock, stock, and barrel by a handful of billionaires, while everyone else is told to be grateful for scraps. Members of Congress do not swear an oath to uphold and defend billionaire asset values. They swear an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution. And as we all remember, the Constitution begins with invoking the shared goals of this country, providing for the general welfare, ensuring the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity, and forming a more perfect union. In short, the job of government is to serve the people. The point of the economy is to support human flourishing, dignity, safety, opportunity for everyone on a living planet. And anyone serious about the future of America has to answer this question. How do we care for people when the old system stops caring for them? That's one of the defining questions of our future. And the candidates who cannot answer it are not ready for the future that is already here. Vote Melissa Chaudhry for Congress.